Hello and welcome to the last installment of Summer Yoga Bites. Today we're going to be focusing on anxiety relief. This is something most of us face at some point in our lives, and some of you may be finding you're facing it a lot more these days. So I hope this short little class helps you. For today's class, I would recommend having 2 blocks handy, as we're going to be doing more calming restorative postures, so these could really be helpful. If you don't have them or something like them, will be fine, or not at all. Today's quote is by Amit Ray. If you want to conquer the anxiety of life, live in the moment, live in the breath. If you want to conquer the anxiety of life, live in the moment, live in the breath. So keep that in mind throughout today's class. We're going to start standing, so go ahead and grab your blocks. And go ahead and have your feet about a little wider than hip distance apart. And for today, I want you to let go of trying to go in your deepest pose. It needs to look a certain way. We're just going to let go in today's class. So don't worry about how it looks or how deep you're going. So stand tall here. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale. And we're just going to fold forward like a rag doll over those blocks if you have them. So just let your neck, your shoulders, let everything just hang. Use the blocks as a nice little place to have your hands or your elbows, and just let everything go here. You can shake your head, you can have a bend in your knees, they can be straight, whatever works for you. So take a couple breaths here, letting everything go in this pose. Just let it all go. Neck, shoulders, all of it. And now inhale and slowly come back up. Slowly, all the way back up. Let that go for just a minute and take a breath. Notice your breath. All right, from here, go ahead and sit down. We're going to sit in a cross-legged position. So go ahead and have your right leg crossed in front of your left to start. And if you would like, and I highly suggest it, bring the block with you. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to fold forward, and you could stack the blocks if you want a place to bring your head. But again, we're not going for our deepest, most amazing forward bend. We're just letting go in today's pose. So go ahead and sit tall and exhale and come forward any amount. So you can place your elbows in the block. You could prop yourself up if that feels good. This might feel nice to have a little pressure on your forehead there. Whatever feels good. So keep in mind that anxiety and fear are universal feelings. We all have them at some point in our lives. Obviously, others of us are dealing with higher levels of anxiety at different times in our lives, or even maybe right now. And if we leave it unchecked, it can affect our quality of life and our mindset. And then go ahead from here and walk both of your hands over to the left. And just go ahead and bend over that way to the left, keeping your sitting bone rooted down. So we have to find tools and ways to manage anxiety because it is a part of our life. And come on back up to center. From here, we're going to go ahead and stretch the left leg out long on the mat. And you can bring that right foot in closer or a little bit further out, whatever is most comfortable. And here, go ahead and just surrender forward. So fold forward any amount. And you may be more upright. Again, it's not a contest. A lot of life is a contest, it seems. But today, we're just kind of letting things go, keeping this foot flexed best you can. So one of the main culprits of anxiety is an overactive thinking and thoughts, and a busy mind. So our minds are just constantly going all the time. We all know this. And that can cause anxiety in itself because when you're in your thinking mind all the time, anxiety arises. Go ahead and come all the way back up. Now we're going to switch across our legs. So go ahead and put your left foot in front of your right. Inhale, get tall. And exhale, fold forward any amount. So again, whatever is best for you. Just make this relaxing and calming, because what we're trying to do with today's class is to get into just feeling the sensations of our body and not get into that thinking mind, the to-do list, the ruminating about the past, worrying about the future. we're trying to be in this moment right now and not let the thinking mind take over. Go ahead and bring both of your hands over to the right, keeping that left hip grounded. Just come over to the right for a minute. So that's the big purpose of today's class. For anxiety relief, trying to find another focal point and not be focusing on all of the thoughts. And inhale, come all the way back up, and go ahead and stretch that right foot out to the right. Bring your foot in or further out. Inhale, and then come forward any amount, flexing those right toes. Now, obviously, there's a lot of tools to help with anxiety relief, so we'll talk about those in just a minute. But I also find that in our modern day society, it is really hard to settle down and get out of that thinking mind because we have social media coming at us from all angles and news, and those two in themselves cause a lot of anxiety. So that's just something else to think about, that sometimes maybe taking a break from those things, if you're really at an anxious, your anxiety is high, just take a break from either one of those. Very helpful. Inhale, come back up. And now from here, we're just going to do pigeon. So for pigeon, if pigeon doesn't work for you, go ahead and roll onto your back. And you're going to come into figure 4 on your back. So your left foot the sole of your foot will be grounded, knee bent, and just bring that right foot, and then place that on top of your left knee. And just reach through and grab a hold of that left leg and pull it in. So if pigeon doesn't work for you, go ahead and do that one. Otherwise, for those that does work for you, go ahead and bring that right foot forward, left foot back, shoot that back. Here's where a block might become in handy if you want to put that underneath your seat, or if you want to have that to come down to. You can bring your forehead down. You can stack these up, whatever. Make this about you. What works for you, and it's going to help you get out of your thinking mind for just a few minutes. So go ahead and find where you want to be in this pose. You can be up on your forearms. So some of the tools that we can use for anxiety relief, breathe here. Obviously, yoga is a great tool for that. Yoga helps us to kind of hone in on what we're doing and feeling the sensations in our body and not worrying about the future, past, or our to-do list. Other tools are things like meditation, just sitting in quiet and just letting the thoughts go, watching the thoughts, and also breath work. So when you're in the yoga poses, you're really using that breath to help you come into your body. Okay, we're going to go ahead and switch to the other side for pigeon. And if you're on your back, go ahead and switch your legs. So if you're in pigeon, we're going to go ahead and bring that left foot forward, right foot back, and then come on down to your level of pigeon that works for you. Or if you're on your back, now your left foot will be on top of your right knee, and then you're going to reach through and pull the right leg in. So those are a few tools, but something else outside of those would be spending time in nature, spending time with some of your favorite people in your life, reading a book, just getting out of your head for a bit, finding an activity, gardening, whatever your activity that you love doing, hiking, biking, kayaking. For me, kayaking is my thing. Absolutely. If I'm out kayaking, doesn't matter what I might have been worrying about, it's gone for that bit of time. And that's great anxiety relief. All right, we're going to go ahead and release and come on up. And now from here, just going to go ahead and lay on our backs. If you're in figure 4, you're already there. So go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. And then exhale and bring both of your knees loosely over to the right and your left to the left. Breathing here for a moment. You can keep your head wherever it feels best. Again, this is not a contest time. We're not just how deep we can go. We're just letting go for a little bit, a short time. Inhale, bring your knees back to your chest. And exhale, bring them both over to the left and your right arm out to the right. Gazing in whatever direction feels nice for you. Letting go just for this moment, however brief it may be. Inhale, hug your knees into your chest, and go ahead, come over on your side, come up to a seated position. And from here, you can either sit back on your heels, or you can sit cross-legged. And we're going to end practice with short breathing. Because again, breath, this is the best tool you can put in your toolkit. Anytime you have anxiety going on, do this. So we're going to start out inhaling for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now inhale. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Once more. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let that go. You can continue doing that on your own if you like. You can lay back in Shavasana. You could lay in Child's Pose, however you want to end your class. But I highly recommend doing that breath work where you extend your exhales. That signals to your nervous system to calm down. So it's a great technique you can use anywhere. I hope you enjoyed this very short mini class, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.